Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cosmic Lounge and Monaco Consciousness Group. We've got a lovely guest this evening, Jennifer Rose. Thank you, Jennifer. Welcome to everybody. Please let us know that you're here. This is a bit of an impromptu live due to these energies, what's moving at the moment, which is abounding across the planet and affecting so many. But before we go any further, I'm just going to invite Jennifer to come straight into the studio, if that's all right. And we'll start chatting from there.
Hi.
Hi, Jennifer. Hello. Thank you so much for being with us. And last minute request. Thank you so much. So before we go any further, I'm going to announce your new YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you.
So
I told Colin, I'm like, I've only been promising it for 3 years, and I finally got it hooked up like yesterday.
It's like, yeah, and we're the first ones on.
I know we are. This is my first piece of content.
Amazing. Wow. I feel quite fortunate, to be honest. Thank you so much. Oh, so I don't think we need to introduce ourselves to most people what are here. But Jennifer, please say hello to everybody if you wish.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us here today on our sort of last minute live. The energies were getting kind of out there, so we thought, well, let's go on and chat about it. Why don't we? So here we are.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I don't normally do a live when the waves are moving like this. But after the conversations last night, listening to things today, it was clear that this particular energy, this particular part of the wave is quite intense. And that's basically what prompted. It's like, okay. And then me and Jennifer had spoken. It's like, Jennifer, shall we just jump on later? So thank you so much.
Thank you, too.
Just want to say hello to Stacia and Brian.
Hi, Stacia. Hi, Brian.
Catherine, thank you for joining us. Evelyn, great to have you guys with us. Thank you so much for taking your time out. So basically, in a nutshell, this is quite intense, this one. Like a tense moment for some reason. And I was analysing it. Now, normally, as you know, I've followed the waves and sensed them over a long period of time, many, many years. And they've all got their own story. They've all got their own kind of having a certain import. But this particular one, especially what's been in for about 3 to 5 days, it got more intense, I would say, yesterday and the day before, and including today. It's still in. It's very strong. Hi, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Aren't you in Azerbaijan or somewhere, Mark? I thought you were somewhere out in Central Asia. Tell he's transporting. So he's transporting himself all to different places around the world, I think, Mark. Anyway, sorry, Mark, couldn't help that one. But these waves, intense. And we had a group last night. Now, we do a course. It's a channeling course. And one of the sessions was last night. We've got 2 or 3 sessions left. And one of them was last night. And before we started, we was aware that the energy was moving quite strong. So every single person, before we started the channeling, we had a chat about the energies. And every single person, which is highly unusual, to be honest, spoke about the effects, what was taking place with them personally over the last 24, 48 hours. And clearly there was a very common theme running through it. The first one was they was all being affected by it. And then when each person was saying the effects, it was clear there was a commonality taking place, such as feeling quite strong energy coming in, especially around the crown, being very heavy and dense, and then leaving all of a sudden, and then coming back, an hour, 2 hours later, thinking it's gone and clear. Oh, sigh of relief, and there it comes again. 3 or 4 times through the day, literally yesterday, as we was speaking. That was just one. Fatigue, tiredness, the usual when a vibration change is taking place, etc. But these seem to have a physicality as well. Memories was coming up. They was talking about memories all of a sudden from nowhere, popping up. And one of the common themes was also the dreams. and they was quite mixed, vivid and raw for some of them. And there were so many others there now. Jennifer, go on. Hi, Sid. Have you with us?
Hi,
Thanks for joining.
everybody. Yeah, the dreams too. Like last couple nights, I've had really weird dreams, and I was messaging Colin yesterday, and I'm like, Colin, I'm in the wrong movie. Can you put me back in the right one? Because this is not right. It took me just a little while to kind of figure out what was going on, but I went out because I had to go run some errands, and I woke up really like discombobulated, weird dream. But then my physical reality was starting to like match my dream, and everything was moving in slow motion, and things looked like they were staged, and they looked like they looked like things that weren't supposed to be there, that didn't look right. And I'm like, I'm a pretty grounded girl, like I can, when it comes to spiritual stuff, I can be probably the most like conservative in the room. And I'm like, I'd be tripping here. This is weird. I'm like, the matrix is glitching. Like I want to go home and hide. So that's it's very strange. Today I noticed like it feels like the airwaves are jammed. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's just so many frequencies and they're all happening at once. And it's just kind of like all jammed. It's another traffic jam. So it was like traffic on the roadway, traffic in the air too. It's a lot. Yeah.
I think that's a really good kind of starting point in a way. Like, what's Brian? Sorry, Brian. Hi, Brian. We've been getting bombed with wave after wave of solar flares, corona mass ejection, to keep up with that daily basis, and it seems to be really be related to how intense all this
goo is.
Goo.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Brian.
The sludginess.
Yeah, I was just looking as you was talking. I was just reading some of those comments. There was, I think, Stacey was talking about her dreams.
Bad dreams. Yeah. My dream was creepy last night. I was
somebody up at 3 o'clock. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So let's, if we can, Jennifer, I just want to backtrack to, there you go, Stacey. Yes, I was up at 3 a.m. with bad dreams. It's in keeping with what's going on. Kim Princess, bad night. Hi, Kim. Thanks for joining us. A bad night. Yeah. There you go. You see, Evelyn's and I'm in agreement. So there's this commonality. But that point, what you've just made there, Jennifer, it's really super intense, affecting the planet itself, earthquakes, volcanoes, etc. Craziness. Okay. Now then, we're going to try and open this up, guys, because Spirit have obviously orchestrated and inspired this conversation. Some weird dreams last night, Arnie. Thanks for that, Arnie. Well, yeah. I just want to open this up because obviously, let's jump straight to it rather than kind of mess around in that middle area. So we've got star beings and cosmic beings very present now. This conversation is obviously inspired by them alongside spiritual beings and spiritual guides, obviously. So we're talking about the collective on the other side, as we call it. And the main reason was to have this conversation, to open it up, and in the wish and the hope that people can take something from it, it will kind of settle people's nerves, etc., and it will show that nobody's alone while they're experiencing this stuff. They're not kind of, nobody's losing the plot or anything like that. So I think this is where mainly Spirit have been coming from for people. Rose Sullivan, yes, lots of old memories and horrible dreams. Matches perfectly, Rose. Memories just ripened, waves, Evelyn. Rose, the memories are just surfacing out of the blue. And there can be memories from 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, even a lot further back, which have been, well, we're gonna open this up. So we're going to explain, hopefully we're going to try and explain some of it. Off balance, foggy brained, Evelyn. Yeah. So going back to what you were saying, Jennifer, with this kind of, everything seems to be, I'm sorry, I can't remember how you described it. The airwaves are clogged up, so to speak. The one thing I did get with this was the grid. That there's something very specific at this moment, literally with it, and I'm going to narrow this down to maybe, I'm going to say 3 days, 72 hours. There's something very, very specific being placed within the grid. And when I say the grid, I'm referring to the etheric grid around the planet and the etheric web around our bodies. It's like an injection of light waves, and very high frequency ones, i.e. very fast and very powerful. And anything inside the grid which has been resting there has, I want to say obliterated, but it's been hit with these light waves, and it's made these specific, or caused this shift, and therefore that's resulted in all these different aspects taking place. So maybe what you're on with there, Jennifer, is like probably describing it perfectly. It's like clogged up airwaves, but becoming unclogged. The other thing, quickly, what I wanted to mention is the fragmentation, because there was something what was clear to me after yesterday's conversation. It's like there's different fragments happening. The memories are one fragment, the dreams are another fragment, the nauseous and the fatigue another fragment. So there's kind of these different I'm going to kick to the word fragmentation. That's what seems, and it's all coming up and being around us at the minute. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I can understand, because it does feel like, as we've been talking in the last couple of lives, with sort of this even the second grid forming, and we're trying to raise out of density, that within that there would be kind of, like I don't like to use this word, but a purging of old stuff needs to kind of get cleared out, and it's just kind of getting like kicked out. But it doesn't just like go away on your behalf and disappear that magically. For most people, you have to at least have some kind of experience of it as it's moving its way out of your system. So you're experiencing of it, you're conscious of it. And so that would make sense. Like that would fall in line and be logical with how everything's happened too. And I tend to like to look at the self first, like what's going on in your own mind and your own brain and your own life and things like that too. But this definitely feels like it's bigger than us individually. So, but that makes sense, because, in order to elevate, to raise frequency, or to raise ourselves out of less density, then we do have to continue with the sort of the letting go, the clearing, to move ourselves into that higher space. So that makes sense to me. Yeah,
Perfect, Jennifer. I would, definitely. It's like, it's not so much, and this is where I'm totally agreeing with you. It's not so much that it's just coming up and it's just going to, clear off, so to speak. It's like it's been brought to the surface, so it can be transformed. We've got to experience, like you said, we've got to feel it, so, and then transform it. And I think this is key to this, what's going on. An interesting aspect for me is when we're talking about the letting go process, and we know the healing, the shadow work, etc. We know we deal with aspects along the path, so to speak, but we're conscious of going in and doing that. This event, this particular moment, I shouldn't smile, but it's kind of fascinating for me, because for many years, Spirit said to me, there'll be a choice as we go through this shift, and especially during this time. Humanity will have a choice. They will either be able to do the inner work themselves and transform the energy, or if they don't do it, the cosmos is literally going to do it for us. And that fascinated many years ago. I was fascinated by it, and I was kind of been watching and waiting. And I've got to say, this last couple of days has been the very first sign I've seen, like the cosmic wave has now said, we are now stepping in closer. We're coming closer. We're going to shift some of these energies, if that makes sense. And it's like, Yeah, and it's like, and from that point,
Mhm.
we're by not doing anything, these things are now coming to the surface naturally. So I
Yeah.
think light has gone into the grid. We've had no say on it on a human level. We can assist it and help it, but we've got to transform it. Just want to say hello to Patrick as well. Dolores, hi
Yeah.
Patrick,
Hey, everyone. Good to
and
see
Gail.
everybody. Good to see everybody. Yeah,
There he
it
is. Hi
does feel
Patrick.
like we're at a choice point. Like it's kind of a fork in the road in which way we're going to go. And let's hope that everybody's choosing that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Because some
So
people may not. Some people may like the status quo as it is, and they thrive on the drama and the density. But some of us don't too. But um, things feel very not real right now. So,
yeah. Well, it's almost like the
as if
Twilight
I
Zone,
didn't
isn't it?
know that already, but you know what I mean? It's like you
Yeah.
accept the illusion and you're knowing that you're accepting the illusion, you're conscious of it. And then you're like, well, the illusion seems unacceptable anymore.
Well, just to give everybody some good news, some positive news, it's
Oh
going to
my
get more
gosh.
intense and there's going to be more of them, guys. So get ready. Sorry for saying, but this is it. Yeah, no, I agree, Jennifer. It's like the transformation is here, and the cosmos is going, guys. You've had your chance. We've been warning you for many years to prepare and get ready. And now is the moment. I think it's exceptionally fascinating, and I like what Evelyn's put. Thanks for that, Evelyn. So then it's a kind of cosmic upgrade in a way from the beings assisting us to raise our frequency. One for me, Evelyn, 100%. It's we're doing our own work as best as we can to kind of get clear and get into the clarity, but at the same time, they are really now they've stepped in. There's a sign here what's saying we're in. Which then I wanted to go to the next point. What we're seeing at this minute, what I think what we're actually witnessing is a very specific expansion of the soul energy. And I know I'm getting inspired with it with the word soul on the. I know the soul is talked about and discussed a lot, but we're talking about the inner light of the soul now, really offloading the layers, and I think it's really important aspect, which is worth bearing in mind. Nancy, hi Nancy. Do you want to read some of these comments, Jennifer?
I would love to. So Ava's helping me to fix my destinations in the background here too. So they're they keep it keeps quitting on me. So I was trying to fix that for everybody too. So so Nancy also, I've noticed the energy shifts seem to be so much louder and noticeable more than ever too. I'm making them that too. I've been very sensitive to sound and noise. Even like my favorite music sounds too much for me
Yeah,
too. So that makes sense.
yeah. I agree
Statia's
with
like,
you. Yeah,
yeah. Statia's like, yep, Twilight Zone. Do 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 do. That's very appropriate. The Twilight Zone, totally.
yeah.
Spirit will push you on.
So true, Patrick. I
Yeah,
mean, I think we're at the point where they're not playing. I mean, we see what's going on the planet. We are in a very precarious situation on the planet, from my understanding. Very. This isn't just another event. What's going on the planet regarding Iran?
yeah,
This is a whole different level. We're looking at a major change in what I believe in human evolution at this time. But I wanted to also just to with what Nancy was saying, everything seems to be louder and increased. Totally agree, Nancy. It is this particular more than ever. It is this particular one, as I keep getting the word intensity. There's a specific intensity to this. But again, as always, we've chosen it. We're here for this reason. So we've still got a long way to go. And I think, again, we're back to supporting the community, supporting each other and helping and getting each other through this. it just by this means. I've been listening to much music. I need nature. Yeah. Yeah, Stacia. Well, now this is an interesting one, what you're saying, Stacia, because the music, the frequencies of the music generally around the world are radio wavelengths and between a radio wave frequency and infrared. So they're quite low frequencies anyway. And we know we're shifting, like somebody mentioned about the basically raising up, but the ascension, we know with the ascension, we're going to the higher, faster frequencies, which is where the clarity is. So I'm not surprised in the least, Stacia, that you've kind of like tuned out of some of the increasingly seeking silence. Yes, definitely. Evelyn, buckle up, buttercup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need grounding really bad.
Yeah, it's for somebody mentioned it as well, Jennifer. Somebody had said about the grounding a few minutes ago. If we can find that comment.
I'm pretty grounded and I'm pretty ungrounded right now. So just
ascending with these current energies, I've just slowed down through choice and spent time going within and grounding. So slowed down by choice. Yeah. Totally agree.
Get in touch with nature and the best that we can too. But I haven't felt like this since like my Kundalini awakening back in 2020. Like that's how intense this is.
Yeah.
And it feels very much excellent. My page is hooked up finally. It feels very like border, like, you know, you feel like you're on the outskirts, or you feel like you're on the borderline or on the edges of reality and you're about to like fall off. That's kind of how it feels, you know? So I'm not surprised that everybody else is kind of feeling kind of wonky with it too. So we will be okay. It will pass. It's just like you said, this is a big one. This is a really intense one. And we've had a lot of them. It's like, you think we'd be adapted by now, but
it's funny, isn't it? You'd think so. It's yeah, Stacey.
Yeah.
Stacey, it's such a relief to know I'm not the only one. No, I mean, what's interesting about this one is there's so many people feeling it at the same time. Previously, we would, if we're going to go on to, we would experience what's called a vibration change. And a vibration change comes and goes, and the timing is slightly different there's always a general group of people what's feeling roughly the same things at the same time. And then you've got these on the periphery where the timing is different for each mind. This particular one is very clearly, boom, there's almost en masse, if that makes sense. And I think even people what are not involved or not open to the energies as such, they're feeling the effects. They're starting to talk about something going on. What I find fascinating is the cosmos is saying, now is the time. It's here. And if these carry on, I think we've got probably another 2 to maybe 5 years of this kind of turbulent waters of the planet and what's taking place with all these waves, and then things will settle at that point. What I do think is, and I don't want to be alarmist, but I do think these are going to get more intense. They're going to get worse. There's some of these waves. This one might settle. It might pass in a few days or a week or two, you know. But I think the ocean is in now, and I think we're all having to learn to swim in it. You know.
Yeah. It's also reminding us that and we can accept different things, like you know, I said we consciously accept that we're in, you know, an illusionary reality, that this is kind of holographic in nature, you know, and like we know that the things aren't actually solid, you know. But when I start seeing things that look very glitchy and very like not real, like they're not supposed to be there and that's not supposed to be like that, I'm just like, it's a reminder that we're maybe sometimes over focusing on thinking things are real, more real than they actually are too. And it's like, it still matters. It's still important. We're still here elevating humanity because consciousness is real. Our consciousnesses are real. Our hearts, our love is real. So it still matters like what we do with it. But it helps us to maintain a little bit of an alternate perspective that we can hold to. But so yeah, it's it's pretty glitchy right now. So I
Yeah.
suppose I could be excited, but I'm a bit like, wow, there's that. Okay.
Oh, hi, Christina. Hi, Charlene.
Hi everyone. All's happening for me and not to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Accepting now, go with the flow. That's
Oh,
beautiful.
I missed this. Hello. Today I had in mind all that's happening to me and not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. And it is literally going with the flow at the minute, because as soon as we start resisting it, then we're creating tension, and it's more difficult to transform the energy because we've created the resistance. Hi, Charlene. Lovely to
Hi,
see you. Thanks for
Charlene.
joining us.
She's so pretty.
And we've got Sue. The waves, peaks, and troughs, like being on a small boat and feeling seasick with sudden calm before we're off again, being squeezed with the undulations throughout the grid. 100%, Sue. Talking about the grid, now then, I would like to just move on to that one a bit, Jennifer, which
Okay.
takes us to what we was discussing previously, what you mentioned earlier. 2 grids, the creation of a new grid. I think what's happening now, has got some kind of relation to it. I think it's connected to the new grid, what's been formed. Any thoughts on that?
I think you're right. I think Do-do-do-do-do.
So,
I
ladies
know.
and gentlemen, it's wonderful to have Jennifer Rose with us.
I know. I
As you can see,
know. It's my
as you can see,
cosmic it's my cosmic humor.
this
But
is
there's
exactly what it's doing.
yeah, it really is. And I've been reminded of that recently. Like, there's a lot of cosmic humor. All you got to stop and do is look around. It's like you start to wonder, like, is this all a joke? Kind of thing. Because it gets to be so bizarre and so out there. And all it takes is when multiple things are happening kind of all at once that you really like go, wait a minute, this can't be. This can't. Oh yeah, because and so it just reminds you of that too. So with the second grid, that's kind of aligned to bring us out of densities, I would say still within contrast, still within some semblance of duality, but less dense than we have been, because that's elevating us at an awfully slow pace, even though things are accelerated right now, but it's because it's been slow.
Yeah.
And so those of us who would be amplifiers to help that grid um, work its magic, we would be feeling it a lot too. We would be feeling very like kind of like not quite ourselves, not quite as balanced as normally too, because the frequencies are doing a lot of this right now. Time is very off too, so it's like I don't know if I trust a clock right now either, too. So the whole time space reality is a bit distorted and warped too. So the hard part about it is because it's putting us in this unknown space, it just kind of forces us to trust that it's all for the best.
Yeah.
Even though it's being in the unknown is unfamiliar and can be scary and can be cause worry and anxiety and things like that too. And then when we're not sleeping well and those things, that makes it harder too. So it is kind of forcing us to put some faith into the process of like what's happening for us too.
Yeah.
um yeah.
Yeah. Interesting, Jennifer. I love that word amplifier, to be honest. When you used it
Hmm.
on the last chat, I kind of it had a certain nice frequency and vibrations. I caught it. My mind caught it for some reason. What I'm seeing is light's been poured into one grid, the new one. So it's completely filled with light frequencies. And that is then being fed down into the grid which we've been working with. And just for those who don't know how I picture the grid, I picture the grid as a vacuum of space, like a net, and each strand is a vacuum, and each vacuum is made up of a massive wavelengths, and our thoughts and emotions throughout time on the planet have been riding through those vacuums. That's the grid I kind of see. And we know what's happened to many of our thoughts and emotions. We haven't dealt with them. They've been left in storage and they've become a
Yeah.
burden and become very dense and stagnant and solid. And as we've been doing the healing process and the letting go, etc., let's say over the last 10, 20, 30, 50 years, maybe, however long anybody's been doing this, could have been just 6 weeks, doesn't matter. It's kind of positive and it's been having an effect. However, in that phase grid, where a lot of the density and stagnation has been, the light from the top grid has poured into it, and that's now assisting it. So it's kind of flushing out any old, stagnant, solid, dense, heavy, what's kind of created the blocks and created the blocks in that phase grid. That's the only way I can kind of, well, it's not the only way, but that's a way of describing it for me. When we apply that to the etheric web of the planet, that's one, but we also apply it to our own grid, our own etheric body, and what all the energy, what's been stored there. Of course, and you said it perfectly, Jennifer. When something's happening, we look at inside, see if it's coming from within us first, and then we expand outwards and trying to find the truth of it. So, of course, this is the feelings and sensations and the fatigue and tiredness and the dreams, they're all coming from within. So it's telling us something, that the grid, our own personal grid of energy, is being flushed out now. And it's like the universe going, do as much as you want, guys. Now we're here and we're going to make sure it's out. We're going to make sure it's out completely. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, I wanted to just add a side note in this. The chakras. I think very much the chakras are involved in this event as well, where old memories, old thoughts, old energy has been stored on the chakras, and especially and specifically the lower ones, up to the heart maybe, but we know the psychic center, solar plexus, etc. That's always been good for storing energy, but even they've got to be cleared now. So there's a kind of complete. There's so many facets and layers taking place, literally, on this particular wave at this minute. Where's it going to take us, Jennifer?
That's a good question. It's like, what's next? Yeah. That makes a lot of sense to me because I kept seeing that too, but they were showing it to me almost like a vein in an artery too. And it was like the band of like the suffering, or what you would call the dense emotions, things not dealt with, things just is getting awful thick.
Yeah.
Right. And like you said, and that does kind of like disrupt the overall like flow of the energy. So it makes sense if we're like, okay, we've got to come in and speed this along and move this forward. But that would affect everyone individually and cause an internal flush on an individual later.
Definitely.
Definitely. So that makes a lot of sense to me too. It just almost seems like it just has to be that way. So it's very strange because it's like things don't seem the way, I'm looking around and I'm like, something's just not quite right. Like this is very off. I can tell this is off. I can tell this is not normal. But then, as I'm having this discussion with you and everybody too, it's like I can understand like it's supposed to be that way too. Like the not normal is supposed to happen so that we can align ourselves with something with a better frequency that's going to serve humanity as a whole on a better level. That I think that's something that we can hold on to. And so how long will this take? Where is it going? I think that depends on us too. So like you said, they can come in and help. But then I think we all need to also make a decision. We need to really get really clear on what we want and what we're willing to do to help what we want. That makes sense. So it's like almost like making a soul choice of deciding to do something kind of new and different. And it's still kind of scary, unknown. But being willing to kind of step into the unknown for the opportunity of, this dream that many, many, many people are dreaming, and that doesn't have to be just a dream.
Yeah.
Can that dream actually materialize into a energetic physical reality that is more harmonious,
Yeah.
and not going to clog up the wiring of the brain there too. So I think you're spot on with that, Colin. That makes a lot of sense.
Beautifully said, Jennifer. Absolutely beautiful. I think these are the aspects which offer hope for everybody. That knowing that even though this is happening, it can be wild and turbulent. It can be multifaceted. It can come in thick and fast 1 minute and be totally calm the next, and then come back again and resurface. That it's all going to be worth it. And we can perceive it, whichever way we perceive it, whether it's with our ordinary human mind, or we go into our spiritual, I want to say altered state, but altered state doesn't apply in a solid way in this context. But we can certainly see it from the frequencies, if you like, of our own soul. And I think the aspect of the soul is now very relevant during this, in the same lines as you're speaking, Jennifer. I really think it's a sign, and it's more, well, not just a sign. It's a sign, it's an indicator, but it's a very big push to really crack those solid, dense layers which have been preventing the soul from really shining and emitting its natural flow of energies, if you like. So I think this is a question of the soul now, and I think it's an opportunity, very clearly, definitely, for all of us what's experiencing it. It's allowing us to step closer consciously to those beautiful vibrations of our own soul, what we call the soul. Whether that's the inner light, whether that's pure consciousness, Christ consciousness, any term, for me, they're only human terms anyway. But if we say it in the form of a soul, we're getting closer to the light of our own soul now. And I think if ever we needed proof, when we thought we was close to the light of our own soul, this is telling us, in a way, we're not quite as close as what we actually thought previously. If we was, we'd be able to handle all of these, instances and experiences. So it's almost like cracking a nut open, and it's like, woof, here it comes. There it is.
Yeah, we're all babies again.
We're very close to it. And it's ironic, isn't it? It's ironic that we've got such events of the nature we've got going on in the world simultaneously as the light is breaking through it all. I wanted to add something else here, which I think I've been thinking about, and I think it's very important. And it's a personal thing which I've felt with spirit, and looking at, where humanity's going over all these years, watching, studying it, etc. And being the kind of, because we're always the observer, but we're always in the middle of it, aren't we? We can't say we need, one or the other. 1 minute we're the observer, the next minute we're bang in the middle of it, in the thick of it, but watching it. What this particular wave is reflecting is this belief that, or these thoughts that not everybody on the planet will awaken, has come from our human mind rather than the spiritual cosmic perception and view. We'll just say view at the moment. What we're seeing now is this energy is actually forcing these aspects to come to the surface. This event is deliberately, intently, I think consciously, cracking that nut open within each of us, and that's why we're experiencing them. And it tells us whether we like it or not, or whether anybody else likes it or not on the planet. And especially I'm making reference to those who think that they may not have to go through this process and carry on doing what they're doing. Bye, Mark. Thanks for joining us. Great to see you. Basically, in a nutshell, what it's telling us is nobody's going to escape this. And the human mind doesn't have a say in it. So all those what are doing whatever they're doing on the planet, I'm making reference to, some of the horrendous things we're seeing and witnessing, is going to be stopped, because the light is going to crack their nuts as well. And their aspects are going to come to the surface for them to transform, which in a way, personally, it's only personal view, I absolutely love, because I don't believe any soul should be left behind. That if we think other souls should be left behind, we're lacking a touch of the final bits of compassion, as far as I'm concerned. And I know for a lot of people go, they don't deserve to be, and all the rest is like, we don't have the right to judge. We're all in this together. This is a cosmic event. We are collective consciousness. And our spiritual beings and the collective, we're not going to rest till everybody's in the light, till every single soul is in the light. Whoa, I wasn't expecting that one.
Well, amen to that. There is a distinguish between a personality and the light of somebody's being. The light of somebody's being is always pure. We're all facets of the divine, and we never stop being. So when we go into that kind of separation, it's like we forget that we're not separate, that fundamentally we are all spirit.
Yeah.
So we have to remember that everybody is spirit. And I've never thought that, God or the universe or source abandoned anyone, whether it be here in this reality or over in spirit world. It never made sense to me too. And if we are all cosmically connected, there is a quantum entanglement to which we are all a part of. And so therefore it's like we're all affecting each other. So what we do affects each other and affects the world too. And so the trick is to try to be the one who affects, but in a way that that amplifies the lifting of the density versus the adding to the density. That takes conscious awareness, that takes practice, that takes maturity. It takes all of that, and it's a continual process, and we can't expect ourselves to be perfect at it too, but we are trying our best. We're trying our best and still being human at the same time, still playing our human roles at the same time too. And then we've got, if you want to look at like our little group here, we've got these soul groups or these little pods, you could say like we're all like the leaves on a branch of a tree, and our leaves are very close together. And so the closer the leaves are together, I'm taking this from Brian Weiss, on a soul level, the more quantum entangled you get, so it's like, that's why people feel each other so closely. The closer that they are, they start feeling each other. Right. And so, that would go for like all of us too. So everything that we do is kind of affecting one another. And it's like, we start becoming more and more aware. The telepathic connection is going to really start to amplify itself up too, which that interests me, because it's like, how are we going to do that with this sort of like traffic jam of airwaves right now? So I think it's going to clear. I think we'll be fine. I think all of that's going to clear out, but it's very interesting to see the physical reality starting to match some of the psychic reality too. It's kind of wild, so I'm just, it's grab your popcorn, put your butter on it and your little salt, and we'll see where we go.
100%, Jennifer.
Yeah. I saw Jeffrey was saying he felt a little bit, a little not free too. And I can understand that feeling because I've been feeling kind of that same sort of vibe of like, I almost feel like I'm stuck in a maze a little bit and I can't find my way out. Like it's that kind of feeling of, because the reality is shifting. We don't have our footing yet. And
Yeah.
when we don't have our footing yet, the mind of us gets so that would be 53 Abani, Miss Ava, beautiful love. Um, and and so that feeling of like our footing is being off, then that makes us feel like it causes kind of like a confusion, almost like we're sort of it feels a little bit like entrapment, but it isn't, but it feels like it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, very
um
much. I'm just looking at Jeffrey's comment. Feels internally that I'm waiting for a certain substance to wear off, feeling unfree.
Not
You know
free.
what? Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, I love this one because
Yeah.
I think what you're describing there is layers, layer or layers, and those layers can be of any thickness, but they are definitely layers which have been built up energetically. They are layers of energy, and they're solid clumps of old thoughts and emotions which have kind of, they're manifesting as density to a certain point. Now they can be of any thickness, so to speak. So it's all, that's the substance. It's like, and it's funny you're saying I'm waiting for a certain substance to wear off internally. The other side of that substance, Jeffrey, is the soul. This side is our conscious mind. And in between is the subconscious mind, where a lot of that, the substance is there. And the other side, literally the other side of the subconscious mind, is the soul. And the reason why I think this is very relevant, important, what you're saying, is, and the feeling of unfree, because when we've got these layers around the soul, it gives the signal off. We pick the signal of the frequencies that we're not free. We're not totally clear. We're not kind of empty, if you like. There's still something in there going on. So I find that very relevant, what you said, and especially in tonight's conversation. We're looking for a route to the soul so we can clear everything out of its path. And of course, these layers are the ones where these light waves now are bombarding that substance, and it's loosening it all up and it's breaking it into fragments. And just like Jennifer said, the quantum entanglement aspect and the telepathic thing they will all come naturally once that substance has gone from around all our souls. 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely 100%. And then the ascension factor, simultaneously with the expansion of consciousness into that cosmic awareness, is where telepathy will be unblocked, like you was referring to, Jennifer. And maybe that we're back to the grids again. Maybe the grids have got to be totally clear, and once we tap into the grids properly with a clear mind, without any obstacles, then
That's it.
telepathy is just going to go, boom, here I am, guys. Welcome.
That's it. Yeah, because we're
So-
connected to all the points on the grid, and so our consciousness connects to a point on the grid, and we need a clear pathway to have a clear connection. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I also got, Colin, when you were saying that too, is it reminded me with Jeffrey comment, is it's like we have these like personality overlays, and we could say they're kind of like written into our program, so they're not wrong, but they're overlays. They're like costumes, and maybe because what I was getting this image of when we were talking about Jeffrey was almost like we want to take it off.
Yeah.
Like that means like we just don't need it anymore. It's like it served its purpose. It's no longer serving us anymore. And we're like ready to let go of that and like take off that overlay. And then we would feel closer to the higher aspect of ourselves, our soul, whatever we want to call it. And that would feel like a closer return home and we would feel more free, because freedom does come with self-love, which brings you into um, um, integration with the soul. And that's like letting go of these overlays that they just don't, there's no really use for them anymore. They've served their purpose. They've worn out their energy. We've gotten what we need out of them. They're not allowing us to necessarily move forward in our process. So then we just have to kind of, the trick then is to sort of mentally be willing to let go of them, because we're used to wearing them. It's like that old shirt that's got holes in it, and it's faded and you just won't throw it away, Yeah. Sometimes you gotta let even the goodwill doesn't want it. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's time to let the old shirt go.
It's a good way of describing it, Jennifer. I think another way we can liken it to what's this? Using a cosmic tennis racket to clear helps. Evelyn, I love that one. I haven't heard that one before.
That's so funny.
Yeah. Anyone for tennis? Oh, yeah, 6 billion people. Brilliant
My
stuff.
overlay, your overlay. My stuff, your stuff. Who wants it?
I think we've all got tangled in the net.
Oh my goodness! I think
we've all got tangled in the net. And we're all
oh my God!
Out of it. It's like, I've got to mention, it's 2 things if I can, which you mentioned also, Jennifer. About there's been energy coming into the crown chakra. That's definitely been taking place. I dare say some people here. I'm not going to hazard a guess as to the percentage. I've got a thought, but I'm going to ask the question: if anybody who's with us, if you've experienced any energy above your crown chakra in the last 36 hours, I'll come back to that in a minute. If that's crown chakra.
Yeah, Rose has. There it is. Yeah.
Do you want to read it, Jennifer?
In one of my dreams the other night, I was getting different shafts of light going into my crown chakra. Can you perhaps help me understand it? Ava's so awesome. She's like, there it is. She takes good care of us.
Brilliant. She's brilliant, isn't she?
I know.
Hi, Heidi. Lovely to see you. So
Heidi's here. Hi, Heidi.
There she is, bless her. Hi, Heidi.
Drive safely.
Thank you for joining us. So that question then, coming into the crown chakra. Now, it's funny because I wanted to ask the question is, if anybody has been sensing energy coming into or above the top of the head, that have likely had sensations around the crown chakra. But that too seems to be a bit of a common theme at the minute. And I think that is also connected to the grid. So there's a stream coming in. Stacey, lots going on with my crown. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stacey, as we speak. Yeah.
I would expect more. I would expect the whole energetic system to start running and going online too. So like up the central channels and the back channels and the front channels and through the crown and up and down and doing all of that too. Yeah. I would expect that to go online. Most people actually will like that experience. They just, especially if they understand it. But that actually feels kind of good to feel your energy moving and running too. But that some people would be like, whoa, what is that? Like, what's all this, because you can get, little zaps and tingles and twitches and things like that when your energetic system is being affected or coming more online or doing clearing. And so, Jeffrey, yes, bright and luminous and sublime.
One of my favorite.
Jeffrey's a poet. You can tell he's a philosopher and a poet, very into literature. So he has a way with words.
I absolutely love that word, luminous. There's something very beautiful about that word.
Yeah.
I've always liked that word. So I just wanted to go back to Rose's because she was also asking the question. Let's see if we can.
So she was trying to understand what the dream. She dreamed about the light coming in her chakra, and she was trying to understand what it means.
Yeah, I just want to. There you go. Different shafts of light into my crown. Can you perhaps help me understand it? Okay. Jennifer, anything?
I think it kind of matches what you've just been saying, is that it's basically an activation, and her your own system coming online, Rose, into a frequency that's going to, I actually feel like you'll keep experience more energetic changes in the days to come too. So nothing to be worried about or concerned about. I would just kind of enjoy the process, and then do grounding if you need to, because if you're feeling a little bit shaky with it, do something grounding, because we are, the human of us is kind of electromagnetic, right? So sometimes we do need to ground that energy too. But as that comes online, you'll feel more shifts. Your intuition will start coming more online than it already was before. Your chakras will start, you'll start feeling more energy in your chakras as well too. And so having it like come down here. So even though it was a dream, I would say it would be very real for you. So that's what I would give you. I think it's beautiful, actually. It's a beautiful experience to have.
Yeah. Thank you, Jennifer. I was just looking at Sue's as well. If we can just bring Sue's up. Rose, it might be worth looking at what Sue's saying as well, because I think Sue's got the same point. Well, as probably most of us. Yes, I feel that it is also why they are a burst of clarity, a direct channel of light, and that runs through the whole body, through to the earth, and a return in a flowing circuit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one, Jennifer, wasn't it? So everybody's getting on the same page these days, aren't they? I love it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would say also, just to add to it, Evelyn shouting, it looks like she's got an exclamation mark on that one. So she's saying something serious. No, start at the crown and wait. Whoops. Start at the crown. What was that? Start at the crown and wait down. Or the other way around. Evelyn, thank you so much.
I think she's rhyming with us.
Yeah.
As long as the energy's moving, Evelyn, that's okay.
Michael's in here. Hi, Michael. It felt very real, and I did feel different afterwards. Okay, so hi, Michael. Thanks for joining us. It felt different. I'm just going to chuck something in here with this, Rose. So when the light comes into the crown chakra, we've got to understand the crown chakra is part of the energetic system more than what it is the physical, because obviously the physical is made up of different forms of matter, even though they are still connected while while the soul is in the body. When the soul leaves the body, then it disconnects, and we know the physical body then dissolves to whatever it does. So what we're looking at is the crown chakra connecting to, let's say, cosmic energy, cosmic light. And as it comes in, it doesn't just go straight through us all the way through the other chakras in a linear form. It spreads out as it's coming down. And so it connects with the chakras, but it also spreads outwards around the field of energy. And that's helping so much on all the different various levels of our being, so to speak. The interesting part, though, as it comes in through the crown chakra, it clears a space above us, which then, as it clears the space, our consciousness may feel ascended slightly. And it's literally a part of the ascension process. That's why I love this comment. You're describing an aspect of the ascension process, Rose. Funny enough, you can feel the healing and the light and the love inside you afterwards, obviously. But it also describes part of the ascension, an intricate part, to be honest. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
I love all this.
I'm happy for Rose, yeah.
I always imagine
grounding a tree root or white light, cosmic light entering through my crown. Oh, that's beautiful, Heidi. I love that. Felt more tingling even. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Yes, that is what I did. It is what it did. Yeah, Rose. I'm so happy. Because it's funny, isn't it? Because we know as we expand, as we ascend, we're expanding simultaneously. All the pieces are here, aren't they, for us?
That's what we came here for. We came here for expansion. So I guess we're getting what we wanted.
Yeah.
But,
Sue.
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry.
I was just saying it's just hard, we're watching things break down too, and it's there's false reality collapsing, too. And it's hard on the mind. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's and so it's just let us just give ourselves some grace and some softness, because how we thought things were may not be how they turn out to be. And that's what gives the kind of that existential crisis that we were talking about before, and it's so it's just something to be mindful of, to just give ourselves some grace that it's okay to change our minds. It's okay to change our thoughts and our beliefs. And that's what we call growth, and it would be better to be willing to change and move with the change and say, hey, I think differently about this than I did before. I have new information now. Totally okay to do that, than to just stay rigid. Like, nope, I've always believed this. I have to keep believing it, because who am I if I don't believe it? What will people think of me if I change my belief? Like that takes a lot of energy to stay in that place, and ultimately, that will collapse too. You have to be willing to change and expand. So when we expand our awareness to, it can feel really good, like and it can feel really awesome.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into more unknown and more unknown, and you remember being here. This starts getting scary, and you want to run back over here again, where it feels safe, where the contraction actually feels safer than the expansion, even though we said we didn't like the contraction because we're like, this doesn't feel good. We wanted expansion. And then we get it, and then we're like, too scary, let's go back over there. So I put things in human concepts, right, too. So it's just like, it's hard. So I just want to say, like, I just want to honor the fact that this is hard. It's hard on our minds. It's hard on the aspects of our personality that are younger, that are just, kind of like, what's going on here? What's going on? And one thing that's coming to me now is if we could maybe bring a sense of like wow or ah to this, like, so turn it into an ah or a wow or a oh my gosh, like try to generate a little bit of excitement about the change. I think that will help, because we can actually shift the unknown into like this is incredible. Like, what's that movie, The Unbearable Lightness of Being, or something like that, and how you call it. And you always say, like, let's trip the light fantastic. We'll get our little swords of light and go trip the light fantastic together, step into the unknown, and off we go to, let's see what Michael's saying.
I love what you just said, Jennifer. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, Michael. Oh, Sue. Okay, then. Sue, there is irony in all this, because years ago I said, Spirit, just let's get on. Just let's get on and hit me with it. So that's it done. There you go.
Anytime you do that, I was just saying, we all do that. We go, just give it, I'm so ready, Spirit. I'm just so ready. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. And I look at them and I'm like, oh, you don't even know what you just asked for. Yeah. Like, oh my God, you're going to get it.
So look, guys, I just want to remind everybody, we are going to take a complete battering. Okay. It's going to happen. We can't avoid it. Well, we can avoid it if we get into the stillness and as clear stuff as much as we can. But we're going to take a battering. It's just energy. But like Jennifer says, like Stacey says, spin it, put a spin on it, and just go, okay, bring it on. But when you say bring it on, I love that too. When we say bring it on, make sure you are totally lit up with energy and light. Then it's a lot easier. Brilliant stuff. Michael, what's saying to it? You wanted to.
If you asked for it, you're going to get it.
Go for it.
I asked for it. No, I asked for it. And we do this at the beginning of our spiritual journey when we start taking classes, because it's so exciting and we want it so bad. And we're just like, just give it to me. Just clear it all out at once. Why don't you? And they're okay. And you're like, oh my God, what just happened? I think I'm going mad. I think I'm going mad now, right? Like that was me like 10 years ago. I love that.
It's like Spirit going, do you want to take a minute just to think about what you're saying here?
I know, exactly. And then we're like, I take it back. And they're just like, well, too late. Sorry. It's like, oh my gosh.
Boom. flattened.
At least we can have a laugh about it. Okay. Mr. MZ, hello, my friend.
Yeah.
I realize each day more and more how much power I have in giving things my attention in order to create my reality. Both ways. I always chuckle when I realize my ego has led me down a path that doesn't add to or expand me. So,
Good
yeah,
point, Michael.
we got tricky little ones in there that they want to go back to where it's safe.
Yeah.
We got to love them too. We got to love those little ones in there too, you know, and let them know it's okay. I got you. We're safe. We can do this together. Yeah.
I love that bit, Michael, where you said, I always chuckle when I realize my ego. And that's a brilliant way of transforming the ego. As soon as we let the ego get a grip of us, we're in trouble. We can laugh at it because we've spotted it. And then we can realize how stupid and foolish we've been in that moment. It's like, you've done it all to yourself. You know, it's one of them. But I also love the power, what you're talking about, the power of giving you attention. Power of thought. Brilliant stuff, Michael. And we need to arrange part 2, I think, as well, from the other night, Michael. Must remember to keep, what was that? Beginner's mind be off, Evelyn. One of my favorites. Must remember to keep a beginner's mind and be open. There is humility.
It's so true, because in the end, how much do we really know?
Yeah.
Not that much. In the great scam of in the great realm of infinity beyond infinity, how much do we really know? It's just
I've you know, Jennifer, I've probably written over at least maybe over 1 million to 2 million words over all this time. And it just, you laugh and you just go, it's not even a grain of sand in the cosmos. You know, you go, it's pointless. You know, that's why I love what Evelyn said. It's like, forget it. You know, always keep yourself grounded, and stay the beginner. The master will step in when it's ready. If there, I mean, is there such a thing as a master? I don't believe so. Anyway, it's just human terms and conditions, isn't it? So, finally, if we may, just to touch on something, which is this. And for some reason I wasn't going to mention it, but spiritually and kind of just shoving it a little bit, is the abyss. It is really like we've entered an abyss, and the energy can feel, using your word, which is one of my favorites as well, contractions. We may feel at times that the energy is contracting and constricting us. And it's very tight and it's heavy and it can be dense in moments. The moments might last an hour, a day, whatever it is. And then the lift, for some reason, they get dissolved. And as we continue in this abyss, which I believe we have all chosen to enter, and that's where we're seeing, and I love the fact that you've mentioned it, Jennifer, the breaking down of old structures. It's clear that's what we're watching right now. We're not just watching it, we are a part of it. And I would go further, we are actually bringing it about. We're the ones bringing this change. We are the change. But we're entering this abyss, and it's what I've always called a psychic abyss. We're entering a psychic abyss. And the reason why it's a psychic abyss is because it's all to do with our psyche, our consciousness, and ultimately our soul. And we've chosen to dive into it. So please, guys, from, this chat was put on specifically for this with Jennifer. Hang in there. Stay as light and as positive as you can. Expect more changes coming. But don't give in to the fear or anything of that nature. And just think, okay, we're in the abyss. There's a massive change. The structures are breaking. We want them broken anyway. The world cannot continue as this. And it's more than the world. It's a plane. This plane of existence is where we've come to put our lights. And we're doing exactly that. And I think everybody, and I believe spiritual beings, really want to push this home. Everybody can really feel elevated in a humble fashion of the fact of what we're all doing right now at this moment on this planet at this point of history. That's my final words, but I'm going to leave the total final words to yourself, Jennifer.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you for having this idea.
I don't want too many like this.
Like I said in the post, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I was messaging Colin. I'm like, I'm in the wrong movie. What happened?
Buckle up, Doc. What was it? What is it? Buckle up, Dorothy.
Buckle up, Buttercup. Buckle up, Buttercup. I know.
Bye, bye,
Dorothy too. I know. Bye, bye, Kansas. Right, too. What you reminded me of is that when we think of our cosmic neighbors, they're older than us, as we spoke about in the last live that we did. I think we're going live again this weekend. We'll talk about that afterwards. Yeah, on Saturday. But their civilizations are more advanced because they're older than us, and many of them have achieved a state of collective consciousness to where they aren't harming each other. And so they've evolved to that place from wherever they started. And so what that tells me is we can too. We actually can too. So right now the step is getting us less dense, and then we'll move to the next step after that. And I think if we stick together, we stay in our heart, stay focused on the love, we're going to be just fine. But we need to be there for each other. So, I can call Colin up and say, hey, I'm in the wrong movie. Help. We can call each other up. We can help each other out too. But there's going to be other people that need us too. And people might be acting out of sorts, not like their true character as you know them. And they're being affected by the stress of what's happening in the world and the energies and their own story as well too. So I think patience, compassion, humility, like you said, and connection and love will help us to bring forward. So if you just kind of stay focused on those energies, that's going to help us quite a bit. So this has been enlightening.
Beautifully said, Jennifer.
Thank you
so much.
Colin.
Absolutely. So, guys, everybody, just on a lighter note, going what Jennifer says with the movie, she was in the wrong movie. So Spirit said, okay, let's move her over to Groundhog Day and see if she gets on with that one.
Today, Groundhog Day?
Exactly. Anyway, it feels like it's up there.
Oh my God.
I don't know what to say, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a deep honor and pleasure, Jennifer. And thank you for taking the time at the last minute to join us. A really special thank you to Ava, who's been behind the scenes, doing what she's doing, which she loves doing. Thank you so much, Ava. To Spirit, thank you, and all those beautiful beings. But most of all, I should imagine, to all you guys for turning up. We hope it's been beneficial. I absolutely love the interaction. I don't think it's always just about myself and Jennifer, or as in, the guests, what's on the shows and the host and whatever. It's about all of us. And I absolutely love the interaction. I think it's just so important. So thank you for all your comments. Finally, you, Jennifer, have you got anything coming up? Thank you so much, Jennifer. Anything coming up
Colin,
you'd like to tell
as
us?
a matter of fact, Colin's going to be the guest medium on my Sunday service this Sunday. So we're going to go live again on Saturday, I believe, because we've had that pre-planned. And then on Sunday is for the Love of Spirit Sunday service, Miss Stacia, who's here with us. She's part of our angelic team of ladies that come on too. So she'll be there as well too. And that's at 10 a.m. Pacific. And the UK time changes. So we're back to our normal time, distance. Yeah. So it'll be 10 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. in the UK. We'll be back to normal and always well with the world again come Sunday.
Absolutely.
So we got that. Also, Brian Lahr, who was on here too, we're talking about telekinesis on Friday. So that's going to be pretty fab too, at 12 p.m. Pacific, 7 in the UK too. So he sent me a video. He puts these rods on these things, and they just spin. He spins them with his mind and
Wow.
energy.
Cool.
That's pretty cool stuff. Yeah. It's really, really cool stuff. So that's on Friday. But thank you, Colin, for inviting me. Thank you, beautiful Ava, for taking such good care of us, and to all of our friends here for joining us as well, especially last minute. So we really appreciate you so much. And this was a lot of fun, and I feel better. So this is good energy for us to share together.
I think it was Evelyn. She just said she feels, if I can't see it now, is it? She feels better. I think it was Evelyn what said. Yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. I feel much better now.
Yay, we all feel better together.
Evelyn, that was the reason why Spirit wanted to put this on. Literally for what you've just said, to hopefully make people feel better. I've only got one announcement, which is, and I've got to stop my thoughts because I can make all sorts of announcements, but I'm just going to keep it to one. We have talking about star beans, cosmic beans, etc. We've got a presentation and workshop coming up on Saturday the 4th, I think it is. It's in UK, it's UK time, but we're going to go through all different spiritual guides, cosmic beings, etc., and do some kind of attunements and linking up with them, etc. So if anybody's interested, you can find it on authenticweb.com or Monoka Consciousness Group. Finally, thank you to Spirit and those. Let them in, guys. Let the light come in. Jennifer, absolute pleasure as always. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Colin. Love you.
And obviously to Ava. Thank you, guys, everybody. Love you lots. Love everybody lots. See you very soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.